Great sight of Old Trafford from above and a very enjoyable first half. We have a game on our hands here at Old Trafford. It's been very tight, end-to-end stuff a lot of the time. Roy, what have you made of it?
I think it's been a decent game, nice and open. I think they're good for the supporters and the viewers watching, but I don't think the managers will be too pleased. I think good recovery from United. I think
why won't the managers be pleased?
Because it's too open sometimes. But having said that, that is the strength of both these teams. I think they're attacking players. United will be glad to have got the equaliser so quickly. I think it was a shocking goal to concede. Very good goal, no doubt, from Arsenal's point of view. Great equaliser from United, and I think they deserved. I think United have been just slightly the better team.
But Arsenal on that counter-attack, Ian, they're a threat.
Yeah, they were, and it was good to see Nacho Monreal get up there and score his goal. He took it really well. What I'd like to see is maybe if Danny Welbeck could just hold it a little bit more, maybe get Cazorla in it a bit more, get Ozil in it a bit more. I feel like it's coming back too quickly.
Sense he's a little bit nervous, perhaps.
I think he is. I think there's a couple of times where there's easy balls where he could hold up and things he could do. I think he's rushing it, and of course you can imagine what it's like for him to come back here. But I do really think that we need somebody who's going to hold it so as we can get a little bit of a respite.
It remains, Alan, as difficult to call as it was at the start.
No, it's tight. It really is, but it's a very, very enjoyable game. I've been impressed with United. Funny enough, the more direct they are, I think they look more dangerous. Yes, they're trying to keep possession of the football, but once they've been direct into Fellaini or the long ball over the top for Di Maria, I think that's when they've looked at their most dangerous.
And like many a game, it opened up much more after Monreal's goal.
From Arsenal's point of view, it was an excellent goal.
Great play
direct,
from Chamberlain,
passing,
in particular.
moving, interchange, quick, trying to get into the penalty box. But the defending there, it's just ridiculously easy from Manchester United, from Blin, from Valencia. Yes, it's a very, very good finish. But even Valencia on the edge of the box, he turns his back on the ball. There's not enough challenges going in at all. It's too soft, it's too easy. But Arsenal will be delighted the way they moved the ball, and Di Maria just didn't track Bellerin at all.
You were watching that goal, Roy, and you said, don't ask me about Valencia, what he was doing there, so I've got to ask you.
Yeah, well, obviously the lads here are strikers. I was looking at it from a different point of view in terms of the defending and character and putting your body on the line. The lads are just down tools there. Blind and Valencia, absolutely disgraceful. Schoolboy errors. And that's what costs your teams. And we're talking about big moments in a football match, and if you give Arsenal the quality they have, that type of freedom, you know, that's what happened. It's too easy.
Yox has got to get some credit there. He took 3 players out of the game.
No, but Ian, we spoke about before the game about these cup days, about tackling people, and that was just shocking, absolutely disgraceful.
They've got to get the ball to him more often, Chamberlain, because he'll be looking at that tonight. He's had 2 or 3 excellent runs, which obviously has led to the goal. He'll be shouting to his teammates, give me the ball, because he'll fancy his chances against Shaw all night.
Yeah, well, Monreal finished like a striker, as did Rooney, as he customarily does against Manchester United. His 14th goal against Arsenal.
Well, he's got a Drogba effect with Arsenal. It's just standard that he's going to score. That's a good ball. I think he's got too much time as well for me. You know that Di Maria's going to be coming back on. Someone's got to get out a lot quicker. You give him that much time. Rooney's found his space there, and that's
Mertesacker's got to come across there, hasn't he? He's got to try and help his mate out there.
I think, but Keno, it's one of them where, you know, when he gets at Di Maria, he's going down, he's cutting back on the left. You've got to see.
It's a great. No, I'm not disagreeing.
Got to get out to him quicker. Got to get out quicker.
You know, as a fullback, don't you, with Di Maria, the vast majority of the time, when he's on that right-hand side, he's wanting to come inside on his left foot, and when he's done that tonight, he's looked dangerous.
Yeah, but must ask you, Rooney, when he plays up front, he gives you so much more, doesn't he, than when he plays in midfield?
And the thing is, he's dropping off, he's doing these little bits and getting these little touches in the game, but in the main, you know what I mean, he's staying in there and he's occupying him, he's doing some really nice touches. That's a great ball. First time I'm thinking he can hit that, make the goalie make a save, because Danny made a good point. He looks very, very nervous.
Prefer to see Rooney up front for Manchester United rather than in midfield?
Yeah, of course. But I think the manager tried to make a point over the last month or two why he put him in there. He thought they were short in that area. But when Wayne's up through the middle, I think he's as good as anyone I've seen. Even on his own up front, he comes short, he goes long, he's good in the air, his work rate. When he does get it, he's got the quality. So he is kind of wasting the park.
It's an absolute no-brainer to have Rooney up front, a no-brainer.
I kind of agree with you. Penalty appeal, Welbeck, what do you think, Alan?
Not enough of it.
I'll ask the neutral first.
Not enough of a tug. There's an arm on the right shoulder there.
Maybe outside the box.
I don't think there's enough there for the referee to give a penalty.
How much does that have to be?
There. Well, more than that, put it that way. I don't know why he stops there, because if he's stronger than that, he might be able to get in there.
Strangely enough, if it's anywhere else in the pitch, it's a foul, no doubt. We'll not be agreeing. But when it's in the box, for some reason, we always think the referee's got to be 100% sure.
Very soft.
There's enough doubt there.
Very soft to hand on there. I think that Danny, like you say there, Al, with his strength, he can maybe run on and maybe get his body in front of the ball there for me.
Be stronger, make yourself an opportunity. Fellaini's been a great option at times for Manchester United.
Yeah, what he's doing very well is he's just pulling onto the fullback. I don't know why he doesn't shoot here at all, because why he comes back on his right foot there, he's looking down at goal, and he's got two options there for me. He picks the wrong one. He can either toe poke it past them or go for goal. Why doesn't he go for goal there? Have a shot. I mean, he obviously doesn't fancy it on his left foot for whatever reason. But there's just no reason at all to come back in here. And this is where he's dangerous. I think he's pulling onto the fullback, and particularly with Di Maria cutting in from that right hand side on his left foot. That is an option for them, and that's what they'll be looking to do, particularly the second half. I think, because it's dangerous. When he's pulling onto the fullback like that, not only could he do that, but he can also, as we saw, him get the ball and nod it down at the far post. We mentioned his left foot in the shot. He did it there from 23, 24 yards. Why can't he do that from 6 yards when he's looking down at goal?
Well, do you think we could expect more of the same in the second half?
I think so.
As open?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the mentality of particularly the attacking players on the pitch, and I think that will just suit United more. Every time you watch a game like this and it's really open, I think United just have a touch more quality going forward.
Would Wenger be happy?
I don't think so, because I feel.
Why? What won't you be happy?
Well, I feel
with?
like, for me,
quite a threat.
from the forwards' point of view, I feel that Arsenal, when they're doing their good stuff, it's nice playing. Everybody does their bit, have the touch, but our main focal man is not getting involved in that and linking people in enough. And I don't think Arsenal are keeping the ball enough. Personally, yes, they've made the goal, but I think that Man United seem to be getting the ball too much and having a go at Arsenal.
OK, well, I look forward to that second half. Time now for further reflections on that semi-final replay between these two sides back in 1999. This famous competition has thrown up many a memorable game, but this one is amongst the very best.
At the time, it was the two top teams in the Premier League and fighting it out for everything, really.
It was a defining moment within their season and our season.
It felt like you were going into a battle, a winner takes all, because at the end of the day, if they'd have won that game, they'd have gone on to win the double. We won the game, we went on to win the treble. It was that close.
So this had much more significance than just getting through to the FA Cup final.
It was just one of those nights where two of the best teams in England came together and produced an absolute masterclass in football.
Beckham with a shot, what a goal by David Beckham!
We took the lead through David Beckham, a wonderful whip shot, and then they equalised.
Bergkamp spins, 25 yards, takes a deflection, and Bergkamp has put the holders back into the FA Cup!
We probably shaded the first half, they shaded the second half, Roy got sent off.
He's got to go! Manchester United down to 10 men. Ray Parlour, a couple of yards outside the penalty area, into the penalty area, and is he brought down? Arsenal have a penalty! And it's Dave Michael diving to his left. I cannot believe this game.
With penalties, it's just honestly luck of the draw. He put it exactly where I've already decided it was going to go.
Big Peter, I'll be forever indebted to him.
It was a game that needed an individual to stand out and do something which is out of the ordinary.
Vieira. It's a careless pass. It's been picked up by Ryan Giggs. York has made a diagonal run. The support in the centre as well. But this is still Ryan Giggs who's past Keown, past Dixon, and has scored a sensational goal. What a moment for Ryan Giggs. It is one of the truly great FA Cup goals.
Nobody wanted to tackle him because then he got into the box. He hit it like straight above my head, and my arms were actually going up towards the ball. It was already in the back of the net. It was that fast.
No science about it. It was just whacking the ball as hard as I could.
Incredible run. Yes, of course it could have been stopped. You just have to accept that a bit of brilliance, a great player, has knocked you out of the cup.
I can't remember I've seen anything like that at that time in a game of that importance.
They're the goals that you remember, really, the ones that you score in the big game that matter.
Yeah, astonishing game, extraordinary goal. You remember that day? Mixed. I
Mixed,
imagine.
yeah. I still think Overmars dived for that one.
He had to get over you.
Game,
He hurdled you.
What was great, obviously great. We go back to great players, but also great characters there. Absolutely fantastic.
In both teams, really.
Yeah, absolutely, both teams, and that's where we might see an important character hopefully step up to the plate tonight.
Yeah, a finale like that would be quite something. I mean, some of the defending though there, you talked about when Oxlade-Chamberlain went through in this game. What about Ryan Giggs going through?
Let's all get stuck into
Martin
now.
Keown, who
There's only one person that ends up on. There's only one person that ends up on the floor here.
I hope he's not watching this downstairs. He'll be waiting for you after the game, right?
It's really because it's a lot. Look at his body swerve. Look, here we go. See you later, Mark.
I wonder how would he analyse one of those defenders doing that tonight, eh?
Whoops.
See you later.
It's brilliant. It is fantastic. I remember watching it. Thinking, someone tackle him.
I'm reliably informed Martin can't hear us, but don't worry, I'll tell him after the game. Time to get the half-time thoughts of two other men that played in that game at Villa Park. Mark Chapman is alongside Martin Keown, who I'm sure he didn't hear it, and Peter Schmeichel.
Yes, thank you, Gary. And Martin, you still get stick over your defending.
Yes, of course. I have to say Andy Cole makes a very good run into space, and then I should make the tackle, but let's say that Giggs was a great run, yeah?
Yeah. We'll give credit rather than criticism. What have you made of that first half?
I think both teams looked nervous. I think Manchester United, I think Van Gaal really must have gotten to the players in terms of how important this game is. Not only today, not only for the FA Cup, for the whole season. I think the players, they look very, very nervous. The individual mistakes are incredible. I also think, Luke Shaw needs to look at his boots. I mean, I don't know how a defender can go on the pitch, and he's been sliding all over the place and giving space on Arsenal's right-hand side, which has not been necessary to give away. But having said that, going 1-0 down and coming back like that, I think, there's only one player who can do that for Manchester United at the moment, and it's Wayne Rooney. He's delivered.
You think it's been a little bit helter-skelter for Arsenal? They need to take care of the ball a bit more, do you?
I just feel that they're running with it too much. They need to pass it more. And I think that's in Welbeck, they have the match winner in this game. His pace, I thought he was pulled down for the penalty. I'm on the gantry, I'm not sure what they're saying, the boys, but looked a penalty to me. Get the ball to Danny Welbeck more and he can punish them down that middle because he has the ingredients to do it, but Arsenal move the ball quicker.
Although, just to be clear, the gantry is about 100 yards away from the incident.
It is, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I'm surrounded by Man United fans, for Christ's sake.
Listen, thank you very much to both of you. Peter's going to join me to do the FA Cup semi-final draw at the end of this game. Dermot O'Leary will join us for that as well.
Yeah, Dermot's an Arsenal fan, so it could be an interesting draw. If you've missed anything from this FA Cup weekend, a reminder, you can download our FA Cup coverage tomorrow morning via the BBC iPlayer. Other players will be out for the second half shortly. What would you expect Van Gaal to be saying at half-time there to his players? Will he be satisfied?
Yeah, I think he will be. I think Peter's mentioned they're nervous. I think they look quite composed. Obviously, they gave a bad goal away, but I don't think that was down to nerves.
Got goalkeepers a lot.
Yeah, of course. No, I think he'd be fairly happy with it. And again, we spoke about they're getting the ball maybe forward a bit more quickly, particularly to Wayne. And they've got the top players to cause them problems to Arsenal. But of course, Arsenal still have the quality to hurt them, like we saw.
It could get the ball to Di Maria, and on that side with him cutting inside, him looking.
It's good to see a return to form for Di Maria. It's been comfortably his best game for some time.
Absolutely right, because there's been a lot of pressure on him with the huge fee that they paid for him, and he hasn't really delivered. But it's a decent performance from him tonight. He's looking positive. He's getting the ball. He's cutting in. Obviously, put a great ball in for the goal. He's put one or two of the balls in for Fellaini, but he has to do a little bit more going the other way as well, because as we saw Monreal get the goal, it was him that didn't track him. Yes, it was terrible defending on the edge of the box, but he didn't track him also.
Arsenal players coming out there, Ian, they'll be pretty confident.
I think so, yeah, because especially Ox there, he's had a fantastic half. Like I say, I'm not picking on Danny, but I feel that he's got a lot to do in this game, and I think Martin's right. He has got the ability to actually cause a problem, but I just don't know if it's nerves or whatever it is. But if he can get himself into the game, hold it up, start causing some sort, stretch them a little bit more, I feel that Arsenal can have another bit to their armoury.
A few whispers that Michael Carrick may be coming on at half-time for